Aloha, everyone, in another level living land. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Freedom Fridays. So happy that you're here because we are in store for an amazing treat. We got an awesome special guest to be able to share with you today, and we're going to be talking about proof of what's possible. Go ahead and give a warm, another level living welcome to our guest, Havilah Malone. Havilah, thank you so much for being here today with us.
My absolute pleasure. Like I'm excited to be in the room with you. Look.
Yes. Oh, yes. I cannot wait to hear your wisdom. And I know that our audience is going to love what you have to say as well. So let me just let everyone know what is the purpose of this show? The purpose of the Freedom Friday show is to support you as an entrepreneur in achieving your success in business and life harmony, because it really is two sides of the same coin. We never want to get so busy making a living that we forget to make a life. And it is 100% possible to work smarter, not harder, stress less, strengthen our relationships, lead with much more energy, ease, and momentum. And all of my favorite is increasing your confidence, your calm, and your cash flow. If you're interested, we have several gifts that we're going to be giving you today. The first gift that you're going to want to check out is your seven secrets to more business and life harmony. It's a free guide that we offer you at Another Level Living. Simply go to anotherlevelliving.com/harmony and you will grab that gift. And Havilah also has a great gift for us too. Let me let you know who in the world she is, okay? Havilah Malone is an executive producer, actress, and three-time best-selling author on a mission to be a catalyst for positive change to over 2 billion lives or more, actually. And she graduated from the University of New Orleans at the age of 19 with 2 degrees, one in dramatic arts and another one in communication and another one in psychology. By age 21, she went on to manage a $160 million business for a tech giant, Hewlett Packard. Y'all are familiar with HP, while also serving as their on-air host on QVC, HSN, Shop at Home TV, and American Store. Havilah is an arts advocate and serves as a 2024 Activate delegate for the arts for LA. And she is also the recipient of the Now Award, which stands for Network of Outstanding Women 2023. Also, she was the Dedicated Artist of the Year Award for her acting and producing. And she's also former Miss Louisiana Universal, which is known for her roles in being on HBO's Barry, also Insecure and NCIS New Orleans. She's also been on Super Bowl commercials and has been seen on Fox, NBC, ABC, CBS, Huffington Post. Havilah is in production on a soon to be released spoken word album. I can't wait till she shares us that. Yay. And her latest number one best-selling book on rewriting your new history, a spiritual path to audacious authenticity and healing, is also available now. We're going to have to make sure we get those links so we can put those in the show notes, Havilah, okay? Yay.
Yes.
Okay, so the first thing is why I want to know, because our topic is proof of what's possible. Tell us, why is this something that's so important?
Yeah, it's extremely important for us to be proof of what's possible because we came into these lives. I'm a firm believer that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And so there's lessons that we came to learn and experiences that we came to have, gifts we came to share. And so, unless we're stepping into that power and being that proof, not just for ourselves, but for those around us, so they're inspired, they're uplifted, they're empowered to go after their goals and dreams. So it starts with us. It's not about, oh, well, so-and-so isn't doing such and such, and so-and-so isn't doing, or my mama didn't do, or my grandmama did. No, it's our job. And whatever we want is available to us. And we just have to get out of our own way and forge forward to be proof of what's possible.
Yes, yes, and yay. I mean, you said so many nuggets just in that, right? Just in that. Because you're right. A lot of times we think that is a situation, an external thing that's happening. And a lot of times those situations that happen externally are calling for us to elevate and step in. Instead of trying to change something else, it's really about changing you and stepping into all of you. And that
Yeah.
leads to change everywhere else.
Absolutely. When we start to understand how the laws of the universe actually work, so understanding the law of correspondence. So, as within, so without, as above, so below. It's always an inside out job. Always. So, when we change the internal condition, that's what changes our external experience of life. And so, when we like make that shift of understanding, then that we really take our power back. And then we're able to overcome, because we've all had traumatic experiences. I mean, I grew up, I was, molested in my youth, and so the shame, the guilt, the feelings of like low self-worth that come from an experience like that carried on into other aspects and areas of my life, and how I would show up or play small in different things, even though I had a calling in me to be on stage, to be a voice for empowerment, to be seen, heard, and felt. But I was like, no, like, let me, let me be behind the scenes, because then they'll see me, then they'll know. And it was like, no, once I do my internal work and I realize who and what I really am, then I get to step into all the gifts and things that have been put in me to express in this world. And so it's been a really amazing ride. And there's so many tools to get us to that awakening, to that healing, because we all need it in some shape or form in our lives. So, well, we got to do the work.
Wow, Havilah, thank you so much for sharing that because and we really appreciate your authenticity and your transparency because it's like and a lot of people, especially for those who are listening who've gone through such significant emotional events in childhood like trauma. I talk about in my latest book, The Power of Coaching, how I was molested 3 times before the age of 10 and had no clue or no awareness of what was going on until my mid 30s. And I'm like, all of this chaos led from this. And we don't have to have a great past to have a great future. We get to recreate and restore ourselves each and every day. And so, yes, we could be staying in that, I could have stayed in that victim of, oh my goodness, all this is happening, or step into my victorious. And that's what you've been sharing is stepping into your victorious, your uniqueness. We can't control the things that are happening outside as much as we want to control other people and other situations and other things. But what we can control? We can control us. We can control that inside and let that light radiate, radiate and shine. The other question I had for you that was leading to this is like, what are some, first of all, what are some strategies on how to really step into proof of what's possible? And maybe like, what are some of the things that get in the way of doing that?
Yeah. I mean, we from a young age, we're programmed with belief systems. So we come into a family, we come into a community, we come into a religion, we come into, a societal belief. And so we take that on as that's what reality is. That's the road that we walk. And we may have come from, so for me, like I came into like a very religious, household, and it was just like to pursue greatness in the world was not something that we did, because our reward came in another aspect of life. It came in paradise. It was later on. So you forsake everything. So that belief system is telling me to not go after your goals and dreams in big ways, not really, pursue your gifts to the fullest. But internally, I had a contradictory voice. There was a part of me that was saying, no, boo, you here to do some things. And the part of me saying, but we don't do that in this life. And so being able to, and there's beautiful tools and even the work that you do through NLP which that's even how we met, because I am also a certified practitioner, a master certified practitioner of NLP. That tool alone is so powerful to be able to help to rewrite those stories, to reconnect those neural pathways where that belief is then disconnected. It's reprogrammed, and you get to put into your garden, into your mind valley, the things that actually support what you want in your life. So that being one. Another, plant medicine. Like, I have had some extraordinary experiences with ayahuasca, with magic mushrooms, with bufo, to be able to expand my consciousness and to see what is really happening here, and to disconnect a lot of that programming that was put in that no longer serves me. And I want to say this.
Mhm.
I'm grateful for the experiences that I've had. I'm grateful for the programming that I had, because quite frankly, I chose it. When this soul came into this life, into this body, it chose this path, in this family, in this religion. It chose that for the lessons I was here to learn. And knowing that I would need to break free from that to expand my consciousness and expand myself, but having that as a foundation, having that as a part of the journey. So it all is perfect. It all is there for our highest and best good, but we can get stuck in a part of our path, as opposed to being like, no, this is a stop on the road. Here's another stop on the road. And there's a much longer road ahead. Let me keep going.
Ah, so good. Wow. I mean, like, seriously, I couldn't even have said it better myself. Like, a lot of times we think that those things that we go through, yes, it's happening to us, or why is this happening to me? But it's actually happening for me. So the beautiful part about really being able to step into that calling of that uniqueness and that greatness of who we are called to be, in spite of, actually allows us to be grateful for all those previous situations. And then when we step into our proof of what's possible, it holds the space and shows other people and gives them permission to do the same.
Yes. And
Oh,
we're looking, it's so easy because we're in this three-dimensional reality to look outward and to be like, I'm looking for proof points that this thing is possible. I'm looking for proof points of how I should maneuver and operate in the society or the social structure that I'm in. So when you are surrounding yourself with people who are doing extraordinary things, then that opens up the way for you to be like, wait, 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 extraordinary is available to me. I can step into extraordinary too. Let me see what it's in me to be unleashed. Like, and we know, because there's a whisper. There's always a whisper inside of us that is like telling us, here's what you should be working on. Like, you may feel called to write a book. You're like, I have a really powerful story. But then we can get in our own way and being like, well, but I don't know how to do that. And then who will really read that anyways? And you know what? And I don't want to have to deal with my family if I, share things that have like happened. And so we can talk ourselves out of actually birthing the gift that we came into this life to birth. And so we
mm,
have to surround ourselves with people who are doing the things that we want to be doing, who think bigger than we think. I remember so I seen the special that Oprah and her producer had gone to Tony Robbins' UPW, so which is
okay.
Unleash the Power Within. And in the special, we watched her walk on fire, like literal fire. Her and her producer had all these tremendous breakthroughs during this thing. And I was like, one day I'm going to that event. I was like, it was so amazing, like watching this unfold. And I was just like, I want to have that experience. I want to have, those breakthroughs. And it was 9 months later, I went to Tony Robbins UPW. I walked on fire. Like, I had my own tremendous breakthroughs, and I ended up even joining his platinum partnership, which is a smaller group of people who travel around the world with Tony, like learning directly from him and his circle of associates. But it's like the people I was surrounded by, their mindsets were like so much more expanded than mine, that I was like, I didn't even know this stuff was available to us are possible, but I needed that to continue to grow. I had to get out of my comfort zone to grow, and it's available for all of us in a plethora of different forms. You just have to find what calls you and do it.
And what I love about the story that you shared is that really it's like it's not even a comparison. It's like, oh my goodness, I see some greatness in someone else. When you spot it, you got it. Right? So therefore it's like, okay, cool. Well, they did this. It's possible for them. You know what? Instead of saying, well, that's just possible for them, it's never going to be possible for me. Instead, say, oh my goodness, if it's possible for them, then it's possible for me too. Oh,
Yes.
so good.
Because we
So
all
good.
are of the same material. We're all the same makeup. We're all spiritual beings having a human experience. Yes, your calling may be in science, your calling may be in philosophy, your calling may be in the arts. But we all have something that we came here to experience, to do things that are even things that are just like fun, just things that are just wild imagination, fun stuff. Like I remember being in Las Vegas and jumping off of the Stratosphere Hotel. Like there's a sky jump, and you literally jump from 800 and something feet in the air off the hotel, and then you go all the way down, and the cord starts to like slow down as you get to the ground, and you land on the ground. And it was just like, what? Now,
Wow.
now let me tell you, the first time I did it, because I had this idea of I'm gonna do this superwoman dive off this, platform, and I get up there, and then everything in me was like, what are you doing? Like, why are you about to jump off a perfectly good building? Like, this is insane. But I was like, no, if I feel like I can't, I must. If I feel like I can't do something, I must, because I need to get the power of it, and it has the power of me right now. And
Good.
so he said, the guy who was checking my harnesses and everything, he was like, I'm gonna count down from 3 to 1. He was like, once I get to 1, he was like, don't think, just jump. And so I'm just like looking over all of, because it was at nighttime. So I'm looking over the Vegas skyline lit up at night, and it was so beautiful. And it was just like, I'm about to jump off of a building. And he went 3, 2, 1. And all I remember is I was like, oh shit, just jump. And so I took the step, and upon coming down, I felt like freedom. There's no feeling to describe that free falling. And I was just like, what was I afraid of? All of this time, all these stories I built in my head, everything that we want is on the other side of the unknown. It's on the other side of our fear. And so I'll fast forward. I ended up doing it again. There was a group of like 15 of us that ended up going. And this time I did it like I had the GoPro camera. So like it's recorded of me jumping. I do my superwoman dive off of it. And like, it was just so extraordinary. And it's just
Oh,
like, that's available to us, the most wildest imaginative experiences in life, and bringing our gifts to life.
oh,
We have the possibility of doing it.
that is such an amazing example and story on so many. Like as you were talking, the quote of Robert Campbell, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. And it's
Ooh.
so true. Like when you understand what's the cave and what's the treasure, and you redefine the fear from forgetting everything and running, which we can be good at, and or false evidence appearing real, to facing everything and rising so that you
Oh.
can feel everything and relax. Like that story is a perfect example of that. Wow.
Mhm.
Pablo, this is so good. I hope all of you who are listening, I want you to be able to put your comments. We want to hear your wisdom too. What is your biggest takeaway from what she is saying so far? And Havilah, speaking of which, based on everything that you've shared with us, what would be the one thing that you would love, the biggest takeaway you would love to leave us with today?
Mm. What you must know what you must embrace within you, heart, mind, body, and soul, as that you are worthy simply because you exist.
Mm.
There is no accomplishment, there is no accolade, there is no person's permission that is needed for your worthiness. You are worthy simply because you exist, period.
Oh my goodness, Havilah, that was so profound and so incredible. Everyone who is listening, let this message resonate and marinate in your soul. Be able to take this in because, no matter who you think you are, there's so much more to you. And when you step into owning that, then it's like the path and the evolution and proof of what's possible for even your world becomes from you stepping into owning you. Thank you so much, Havilah, for blessing us with your time today. This has been absolutely amazing. Do you have like a free gift or some way that we can be able to continue this journey on with you?
Yes, and so I'm in the midst right now of working on my new spoken word album. So this is even a new space of me stepping into, of utilizing things that have been channeled through writings, amazing insights into who and what we really are, and not just utilizing my voice to share that, but working with extraordinary composers from around the world to bring the healing frequencies of music to those words in that album. And so that is going to be releasing soon. And I would love for you all to join me on this journey, joining my community. There'll be a link for you to be able to connect with me. And we have a lot of exclusive content and giveaways that we're doing throughout this journey that I would love to be able to include you in. So come on this a ride and join me.
Yes, we'll make sure that that link is in the comments below, right, for y'all to be able to click on. I'm already part of this, blessed to be a part of this community. And yes, we want y'all to be able to join us too. Wow, we want to hear your wisdom, right? So make sure you share with us your biggest takeaway from this message, what spoke to you the most. And also, that sharing is caring. So if this message inspired you, which we know that it did, make sure you go ahead and share that out to give someone else the gift of proof of what's possible. We look forward to seeing you again on next Friday for another episode of Freedom Fridays. Have an amazing rest of the day and weekend. And Havilah, thank you so much again for blessing us with your wisdom. We know that it touched so many hearts today, and we're just so grateful for you and all the work that you're doing.
My absolute pleasure. And I would just, to the audience, continue to be proof of what's possible.
Yes. Bye, everyone.